So next, we want to look at the development of the lateral surface of a truncated cylinder. Okay, so we have a cylinder of diameter of base 40 millimeters and height 50, and it's standing on its base on a horizontal plane. The cutting plane is inclined at an angle of 45 degrees to the axis of the cylinder, which passes through the left extreme point of the top base. So we want to develop the lateral surface of the truncated cylinder. Okay, so we can draw the circular base. The diameter was given as 40. Okay, let me draw some center lines through them. And then label so let's call that say A. Okay, I'll use a construction line, and so I want to draw some angled construction lines. So start here. Then I want an angle of 30, and then another one at an angle of 60. Okay. So I can mirror those two. Using this as my mirror line. And then no. And then I can out array, polar array that. So let's rather one. Okay, so we can now draw the front view. And we told the height is 50. and then a center line. Now we also are told that the cutting plane is 45 degrees to the axis. So we have a cutting plane that is going through the left extreme point of the top base, which is this point, and it's 45 degrees to the right. So I can just hit the tab key and then put in 45 here, right, like that. So once I have the 45 locked in, that will help me to attain my cutting plane angled at 45 degrees to the axis, and then being initiated from the left top corner. Okay, so like I said, we could use the section line. So I'll click on section line, and then so the first point is that point, the next point will be this point, and then enter. I'll be asked to specify the section symbol. We've been using X, so I'll put in X and then enter, and then the side to section. Obviously I want to be on this side, and then now because I'm not drawing a section out of this, I just want to do away with the label, so just double click on it, and then this pops up. Come in here and delete this and hit OK. All right. Okay, so to continue, we'll have to project the points on the base to the front view. So let me maybe switch to AM4 or something, and then line. So ideally 2 goes through that, so it's going to be 2 and 12. So those, we turn this on. All right, I'll come back and trim them later. And then 3 and 11, and then 4 and 10 will go through the center line. 5 and 9, and then 6 and 8. Okay, so TR to trim, and then I'll extend this maybe a little bit to move it out of the way. So let's now label the intersection of one and a cutting plane here. So would have A, then B, C, D, E, F, and G. Okay, so we can now draw the side view and then consequently develop the lateral surface. Or when we flatten the cylinder, obviously the surface area that we are going to get is going to be the length of the surface area is going to be equal to the circumference of the circle. So we can do QC, and then would have 40 star pi. That should give us 125.7. Okay, so I can now draw a line. Okay, I'm going to divide this obviously by 12. That is 10.47. Okay, now I'll just go to array, rectangular array, and number of rows is just 1. 10.47. So between is going to be 10.47, and then I have 13 items. And that brings me to 125.64 here. I should have gotten 125.66. So I'm off by 0.02, which is fine. So I can close this. And then line. Okay, so So decrease that height a little bit, and then array it by that same. So count is still 13, and then 10.47. Okay, and then close this. Two. All we need to do next is to project these points A, B, C all the way to G, and mind you, that is the one half of it. So from 8 to 12 is the bottom half. So we do the same thing. So we're going to project these points onto the lateral surface. So let's use P. Let's use a point. So let's go to P type, and then maybe make this maybe point size 2, and then okay, now PO for point. And what I want to do is let me turn on ortho mode. Okay, so I need to track point A, and A goes to 1, so there's going to be 1 point there, and then all the way to this other side there's going to be another one. Let me change the layer to maybe green. Okay, so B, maybe I'll mirror later, so let me remove this. Okay, so B, PO for point, and then for point B, B is going to be on 2, so here, and then C is going to be on 3, so there, and then D is going to be on 4. Let me make sure I've gotten the correct trace. So it should be here. All right, and then E should be there, and F would be there, G would be here. So I'll switch layer, go to 0, and this time around, because it's a cylinder, I won't connect with lines but rather use a spline. So go to draw and then click on spline, and I will click on this point, and then on that point, right, let me turn off the ortho mode. Then this point, and that point, move my cursor a little bit and then hit enter. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll copy all of that, mi for mirror, and then my mirror line is going to be this line, then no. So basically this will be my solution. Okay, I can go to modify and then break this line at this point, do the same, break this line at this point, and now what I'll do is turn on this. Okay, so I'll select these and then right click, properties, and then line width. I would change that to, let's say, 0.3 or something, and then click on line width here to turn it on. Okay, let me increase it by a bit, maybe to 0.3, and see. So select this and then go here to line width and then maybe 0.3. Okay, all right. So that is how our solution is going to look like. Now what you can do next will be for you to so seal for copy. We can copy this. Let me turn snaps off. So A, B, okay. So this distance is pi d, and that is our final development.